സിംഗപ്പൂരിലെ ഫ്രീ ടൂറിന് വേണ്ടി പോവുകയാണ്. ഏകദേശം ഞങ്ങളിൽ ഇത്രയും ടീംസ് ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ഇതെല്ലാം ഇവിടെ ഓരോ കൺട്രിയിൽ നിന്ന് ഇവിടെ വന്നിട്ട് ട്രാൻസിറ്റ് ഉള്ളവരാണ് കേട്ടോ. ട്രാൻസിറ്റ് എടുത്ത് പോകുന്നതാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് എമിഗ്രേഷൻ്റെ ഇതൊക്കെ ഇപ്പോൾ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഞങ്ങളിനി 2.5 മണിക്കൂറാണ് എൻ്റെ ട്രാവലിംഗ് കേട്ടോ. അപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങളുടെ ബസ് ഇവിടെ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ഇത് സിംഗപ്പൂർ ഗവൺമെൻറ്റിൻ്റെ അവരുടെ തന്നെയാണ് ബസ് കേട്ടോ. അപ്പോൾ അതിലാണ് നമ്മളെ കൊണ്ടുപോകുന്നത്. ഫ്രീ സിംഗപ്പൂർ ടൂർ. ഇതിലാണ് കേട്ടോ നമ്മുടെ സീറ്റ്. ഫുൾ AC ആണ്. ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് ട്രാൻസിറ്റ് എടുത്ത് നിൽക്കുന്നവർക്ക് പോകാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ടൂർ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഇവിടെ 3 അവർ അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഒന്ന് സിറ്റി സൈഡ് ടൂറുണ്ട്, ഒരു ജുവൽ വാക്കിംഗ് ടൂറുണ്ട്, പിന്നെ ഉള്ളത് ഹെറിറ്റേജ് ടൂറുണ്ട് കേട്ടോ. അപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾ എടുത്തത് സിറ്റി സൈഡ് ടൂറാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ എടുത്തായിരുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ഇത് വന്നിട്ട് 12:30ക്കാണ് നമുക്ക് ഇവിടുന്ന് പുറപ്പെടുന്നത്. 12:30 തൊട്ട് 2:30 മണി വരെയാണ് കേട്ടോ. പിന്നെ അടുത്തത് 3:30ക്കും പിന്നെ ഉള്ളത് 5 മണിക്കും അങ്ങനെ എന്താണെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നല്ലേ. അങ്ങനെ അവർ ഓരോന്നിനും ഓരോ ടൈം അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട് കേട്ടോ. അങ്ങനെയാണ് അവർ ഇവിടെ ഇത് അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളത്. പിന്നെ നമ്മുടെ ഗൈഡ് ഫ്രണ്ടിലുണ്ട്. ഗൈഡ് പ്രത്യേകം പറഞ്ഞു ഇതിനകത്ത് വരുന്നവരെല്ലാം തിരിച്ച് ബസ്സിനകത്ത് നിന്ന് കയറണമെന്ന് പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട് കേട്ടോ. അങ്ങനെ ഞങ്ങൾ സിംഗപ്പൂരിൽ നിന്നുള്ള യാത്ര ആരംഭിക്കുകയാണ് കേട്ടോ. വേറെ 2.5 മണിക്കൂറുള്ള യാത്രയാണ്. സമയം ലേറ്റായി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അവർ ബസ്സെടുത്ത് പോകും കേട്ടോ. അതുകൊണ്ട് സമയം നമ്മൾ കീപ്പ് ചെയ്യണമെന്നാണ് പറഞ്ഞത്.
Coach number is 8207, which is the registration on license plate number. Historical heritage places. We have lots of historical places for people to visit, and all the old places, old attractions like Botanic Garden, which is still one of the top destinations here in Singapore. But now we have more gardens and more attractions for everyone to enjoy. So, even about 10 years back, many guests have told me, "Oh, Judy, I wish we could stay longer instead of like 4 days or 5 days." So indeed, now you need a lot more time if you want to have a proper holiday, a vacation in Singapore. Now today we are taking you to the city. So we call this a city side tour with 2 stops in the city. Our first stop will be at Marina Bay at the Merlion Park. When we get off, please come along with me. Do not leave and try to find a place on your own, because where we get off at the coach is at a different level, so we can't see the statue at all. Go there earlier. Join the line in case there's a long line of people. They need time to serve you, to get your food and ready, so you'll be able to enjoy it. So just a gentle reminder, for those who want to buy food and drinks. Otherwise, if it's just water that you need, our coach captain has a card and a wallet here for purchase. So if you want to buy it from him, you're welcome. It's only just $1 Of course, at attractions like other countries, prices. We're going to hit the ECP, acronym for East Coast Parkway. So I mentioned east to west, 50 kilometers. How about north to south? It's even smaller. It's 27 kilometers only. In 1960s, our total land area was only 580 square kilometers. That's all. But now we are almost 740 square kilometers, which is just about the size of Lake Taupo. Lake Taupo in the north of New Zealand. It's about the size of Singapore. That's what many of my guests from New Zealand always tell me when I first started guiding. That's how I knew about it. So before I had the chance to visit New Zealand back. Okay, let's see what's going on. Oh, heavy traffic going to the city. Hopefully it's not an accident. But as we go along this bridge reminds us of our second president, Benjamin Shears. He was a Eurasian by race, ethnic group, Eurasian. And he was the second president of our island. And some people like to, just joke that he was a ladies' man. Not ladies' man as, a player or womanizer, but because he was a doctor for the women, the gynecologist, So, therefore, a ladies' man. I He was a very good president. In fact, all our presidents are all very good people. And so the first president of Singapore was a Malay, followed by Eurasian, then we have Indian. Currently, our president of Singapore is a Singapore Indian, yeah? President Tam, yeah? There, if you look to your far left, you can see all those islands. What do you think? What is that place? Bali. Did someone say Bali? Actually, you're not far from Bali, actually. That's Indonesia, right across, yeah? Indonesia. Anyone from Indonesia? Oh, today none. Yeah. The other day I had a few. Alright, Indonesia. Now if you want to go to Malaysia like we do, we love to go Malaysia as well, and Indonesia, because it's so nearby. How convenient, yeah, to do it. And to your far left across that plot of land, that's our second stop. Gardens by the Bay. Those two white buildings with glass, they are the conservatories in Gardens by the Bay, yeah? So our second stop. Keep our fingers crossed, yeah? Good weather today, 2 stops. And then you can see all those tall structures behind the conservatories. That's part of Super Tree Grove. So when we arrive there, I'm supposed to walk. So the 4 office towers, the tall ones, represent the 4 fingers of the hand. That's a smaller one. The lower one represents the palm of our hand. And water flowing downwards, inwards, it represents, because water symbolizes wealth, fortune, prosperity. So it also represents incoming wealth into this place. So it's said that this place as original is on the other side. Yeah, they kept the original facade of the building, the original blocks. And we call it national monuments. So houses of worship here, important buildings, historical buildings with architectural merits are declared as national monuments in Singapore, have been here before, such as the late Queen, yeah, Queen Elizabeth has stayed here, Prince William, and then also many others. Place for government buildings, so we still have the government buildings there, and then the European town. So that's why you can see the Raffles Hotel. That used to be a beach bungalow, so many Europeans used to live along the beach, yeah, in those days. So actually you can see the statue of Raffles right behind you, just right outside the Victorian and Concert Hall. That's the statue of Sir Thomas Raffles. It is the original statue of Raffles. Let's proceed now, so you have just enough time for photo taking at the Merlion. So I'm taking you to the Merlion Park. So once we are off this bridge, take a left turn, a sharp left turn. Then we need to go down the flight of stairs, so please be very careful going down the steps. Once you're down the bottom of the steps, we go forward again, and then you see that tall
Yang lain masih ada kak?
ഇത് സിംഗപ്പൂരിലെ സെൻറ്റ് ആൻഡ്രൂസ് കത്തീഡ്രലാണ് കേട്ടോ. അപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ബസ് അരമണിക്കൂറാണ് നമുക്ക് സമയം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് വരുന്ന വഴിക്കാണ് ഈ ചർച്ച ഉള്ളത് കേട്ടോ. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്കിവിടെ ഇറങ്ങാനുള്ള ഇതില്ല, സമയമില്ല, നമുക്ക് അവർ തന്നിട്ടില്ല. അവർ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ള 1-2 സ്ഥലങ്ങൾ മാത്രമേ നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റത്തുള്ളൂ. ബാക്കിയൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ റോഡിൽ ഇതുപോലെ ബസ്സിലിരുന്ന് വേണം കാണാൻ കേട്ടോ.
The war memorial on the side of the field. If you look forward to your left is the Raffles Hotel. It was a beach bungalow 1830s. It's a long beach road because the original shoreline used to be here, and this area was formerly the European town. Yeah, so Europeans settled around this side. So you see more churches, convents, mission schools around this area, some of which were set up by the early French missionaries. So we have actually a convent there, but they've moved to another location. They needed a bigger place. So it's called Chimes. It's just behind this building on the left. Worth a look. It's a very nice old building, lovely architecture, with an old chapel that's been de-sanctified. And Chimes is now a popular place for food and entertainment. Yeah, it's happening at night. And so further down is our famous Raffles Hotel with a lovely French Renaissance facade. Visitors are welcome to take a look, but the lobby is restricted, right? So the doorman will be standing guard down there. So I don't know about nowadays. In the past, they restrict us from entering, yeah, and unless you're going there to dine. And so we have the war memorial I mentioned earlier. So you see there are 4 columns right over there. When you take another turn, you can take a look on your right, yeah? I will point it out to you again. And originally it was meant to be just 1 column. This is for the civilians who died during the Second World War, during the occupation. And so after the war was over in 1945, the war was over. About 10 years after that, many mass graves were found all over the island. Yeah? So this is to remember the people of all races during the Japanese occupation. So the 4 columns are symbolic, representing the Malays, the Indians, the Chinese, and others, meaning all the other minority groups. So about 74% of our population consists of Chinese, 14% are the indigenous group, the Malays, and then but the Indian population has risen over the years because many Indian professionals, they have come here to work, and some of them have settled here, so therefore that increased to 9%. Yeah, so we have about 9% Indians and 3% consisting of all the other minority groups such as the Eurasians, all the other Europeans and Asians living in Singapore. Yeah, so that's the ethnic breakdown. Now we are entering what we call Marina Square, developed in 1980s, and Suntec City came in later. I think, yeah, this was probably around 2000. I can't remember the exact year though. But it has a big shopping mall, quite a popular one with Singaporeans. Few major hotels here, because in the past we were developing Singapore into one of the top leading convention city in the world. Yeah, so we are still popular with the MICE groups, yeah, meeting incentive groups. Many people still come here annually for meetings or exhibitions in Singapore. So that's why there was a need to build more hotels and convention exhibition centers and halls here in Singapore. That's a Ritz-Carlton. In this area are mostly the major 5 or 6 star hotel. Ritz-Carlton here is considered a 6-star hotel. One of my favorite because the service is always good there. Very good service and nice food at their food and beverage outlets. So again, you get a view of the 2 dome-like structures to the far right beyond all these cranes there on the other side of the bay. So that's a performing arts center like what you have at Sydney Opera House. This is our performing arts center for Esplanade Theatres on the bay. And this is called the Infinity Bridge. And now we are passing Marina Bay Sands with a white gold-shaped building, which is the Arts and Science Museum. It's all part of Marina Bay Sands, which consists of more than 2,500 hotel rooms. So the 3 tall towers houses mostly hotel rooms. At the lower levels, besides the Arts and Science Museum, we have a big Apple store on the other side facing the waterfront. Every night they have this light and sound water fountain show outside Marina Bay Sands. Then there's a big shopping mall too. Theatres where you can catch some of the latest musicals like we had before, years ago, Lion King, plus recently Matilda and many other shows, they were shown here. And there's also a big convention center, at Marina Bay Sands. On top is a sky park that looks like a boat, linking the 3 towers. And on the sky park, they have an infinity pool that's only for the hotel residents. There's also an observation deck at the top, so people can buy a ticket whether we are local or foreigner alike. You need to buy a ticket to go up to the top to enjoy the view. It's worth it, And besides the swimming pool, the observation deck, they have bars and restaurants up there as well. So usually restaurants and bars in this year is always fully booked, all taken up, because people will come here during the, especially during the national holiday to enjoy the fireworks and also Formula 1 race, So that's a shopping mall of Marina Bay Sands. So again, all these are part of the reclaimed land. Years ago, we decided to build our extension of the financial and business center here. So they began the land reclamation years ago to build the new financial center, which is right in front of you. All these glass buildings. So we're going towards a greener and sustainable future in Singapore. So these buildings are quite different from the ones at the present or the old downtown, in the sense that it's all more glass-colored building that allows light to come in. So we have natural sunlight in the building or in the room, lesser need for electricity. So it's a way to conserve energy. And these glass are special because they help to keep out the heat. So it's heat resistant. Just like the Johor building at Changi Airport. Those are special glass that helps to repel the heat